Which then I go to My Hero Academia,
which has a
read that in
secondary cast.
Yeah, where that builds up a main character and a secondary cast alongside it.
Yeah.
And again, I keep telling Connor to read this is because, again, when you get to it, the Monster Association arc,
It's very similar.
It builds up the S-class heroes.
Yeah.
And it's a very similar where I'm reading it and I go, man, look at all these, soon-to-be S-class heroes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd have to say, I really enjoy, My Hero Academia. That's one of the better, coming off of the two is, night and day on how much more enjoyable I had with that.
Yeah. My Hero Academia is, for me, my current, out of, every weekly manga that I'm reading, that's the one I'm most excited for when it comes out every week. I'm not reading a ton of weekly mangas. I have, My Hero Academia, Denkashi Kashi.
I'm building up my weeklies now because I'm just reading more. I had a more monthly over the weekly, but now I think I've turned the tables on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not reading a lot of weeklies.
No, most of what I'm reading are monthlies, if not more. I mean, okay. Actual weeklies that are up to date with weeklies, I'm only reading 5 or something.
No, I count Jitsuwa because we're up to date technically.
Yeah. Well, kind of. See, that's the thing. Jitsuwa, you still get a weekly release. There's a decent amount of stuff I'm reading that doesn't have any sort of set release schedule. Denkashi Kashi gets really sporadic releases. Lookism gets really sporadic releases.
Okay, I get
yeah,
what you mean.
Lookism, you'll get 2 or 3 chapters at a time, sometimes twice a week, and then sometimes you only get one a week,
or none.
And you always get at least one usually. Recently, It's been pretty slow, but when I first started up with that, it was constantly releasing.
My weeklies are now My Hero Academia, Jitsuwa, One Piece, One Punch. No, One Punch is sporadic.
Yeah.
Shokugeki, Yuki Holder, World Trigger, and Yamada.
Yeah, I have Yuki Holder, Shokugeki, Prison School, Jitsuwa.
The issue is, my most, anticipated manga at this moment is World Trigger.
Yeah.
And that's only because My Hero Academia, I caught up on on an ender.
Yeah.
While World Trigger, I came up on literally, the beginning of the arc. And I was like, I got up to the latest chapter and I was like, no.
Yeah.
I got up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a harder time with My Hero Academia because I looking at when you caught up.
Yeah. That was I think when I caught up, they had just started the, what's it called? The final test before,
the final test, yeah.
Before the trip that they're on right now.
Yeah.
So, when I caught up, I was like, shit, they, just started this test. And I'm just waiting to see, how this goes. We'd seen, 1 or 2 fights from it. And I was like, oh, who's gonna pass? Just getting, Deku and what's-his-face getting, beat up together.
I honestly, I like that. Because, here's the I like My Hero Academia because it builds up that secondary cast so well.
It really does. I'm just sad because
only...
it's been so long since we've had a lot of screen time for Frog Girl.
She was in the finals though, the final test.
She was, but I don't know. I mean, I guess that's. I'm just hoping she'll get more soon because she's great.
Which, speaking of that anime, I love a lot of people who are just wait, Ochiro is brunette.
Yeah. What?
Because I think we had that issue. You had that issue with Kawaii Complexes when you saw that anime. You're like, wait, the hair colors are all wrong.
Yeah, dude, I was freaked out.
It's because the hair color, because the black and white hair color does not translate well.
It does not at all. Freaks me out.
Because what the artist sees as brunette, we see as blonde.
Yeah, exactly. It's rough.
Yeah. But what's it called? My Hero Academia. That is one where it starts strong, continues to be strong, and is currently strong.
Yeah.
Because, you keep saying, Oh man, I can't. I keep having to run these parallels because reading My Hero Academia is literally going. Man, I'm just watching. I'm just reading actual Shonen One Punch. Because okay, let's put this down to it. Deku's power is basically to kill things in one punch.
Yeah, it is. He just gets destroyed when he does it.
Yeah. And then everyone there is basically an S-class hero.
Yeah.
The Monster Association the Monster Association is there.
Yeah.
And just the tension there. That manga was super unpredictable for me.
Yeah.
Like coming off of Shokugeki where I literally was like, okay, I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You go into My Hero Academia and we're gonna go train here. Yay, guys. Suddenly all the villains come up, everyone gets split up. And then you have individual screen time for
all the different
some of the heroes.
Characters together fighting off different guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought that was super good. And I was like, that's so impressive right there.
Yeah.
That's so good. And it starts to build up that secondary cast as it goes into the sports festival,
yeah.
And then further on.
The sports festival was weird for me because both Index and Railgun had their own separate sports festivals arcs that were decently similar to that, but neither one actually focused on the sports festival very much when it was going through the arc. So it was weird to see a sports festival arc like that for me in a battle sort of setup like this where they actually focused on the sports festival itself. I was like, holy shit. I've seen this a couple times now, and this is the first time I've actually watched them fight while doing it. Actually fight who they're supposed to fight.
I like that sports festival because, again, the fact that Deku just, immediately loses, right off the bat, I was like, yeah, that's what I want.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't make sense for him to win against, Bernie guy.
Yeah. Well, what's his face? I was about to look this up. The best friend character. Not more rival, I guess.
Rival character, yeah, he's rival.
What's his face? Wait, are we talking about Explosion Dude?
Yeah, Explosion, not Explosion Dude. Flame Ice Guy.
Flame Ice Dude? Shoto? Or Todoroki?
Yeah.
Todoroki.
Which, okay, reading 3 shonens back to back shares so many names with
I know,
each
right?
other that I literally was like, oh man, I can't. Yeah, because I like that secondary cat. Okay, you have Frog Girl.
Yeah.
Great.
She's
you
awesome.
You have Minette, who is just fantastic as a character.
Yeah.
Because he's that perv. He's that sleaze.
Exactly.
And I was like, that's good. That's great.
You need one, at least.
You have Ida.
Ida's amazing.
Ida's amazing.
I don't love him, but I feel like he's so well developed and put together.
Yeah, I know. That's what I like.
It's in terms of a character.
That. Yeah, you have Otra, who's also really good. Gravity powers. You have the 2 rivals, and I was like, that's how you do rivals.
Yeah, you get the double rival going there.
The minute he Todoroki does the backstory with him, I literally was like, that's how you do
there
rivals.
We go.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it well.
Yeah. Also, speaking of, I love the moment when during the Hero Killer arc when he shows up. Yeah, he sent the blank message out to everyone, and the only person who came is Todoroki. It's if anyone
because he's the only one nearby.
Yeah,
he was the only one nearby.
It's if anyone could come, you'd want it to be him, and it just turns into such a hype. But
I love the underlying corruption of the heroes, and I was like, okay, this is stuff that I'm digging. That's why I'm there's a lot of stuff that I dig from My Hero Academia. Yeah, I like that. And there's so much that just play to my likings.
Yeah, your interests and stuff.
Yeah. The best one is Invisible Girl. 'Cause literally
Invisible Girl's great.
Because you have to think about it, that she's literally naked like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
So you're literally trying to sit there trying to look for her gloves.
Yeah. She's either wearing gloves or like happens to be wearing like one or two little pieces of clothing sometimes. It's like, where'd she go?
Which, okay, that's a very... I feel like that her final... Because they didn't show her for the final test. Yeah. That final test would have been so easy for her to pass.
Well, I feel like they must have paired her up against...
Who did she get paired with?
I don't remember. You know who I also really like, even though he hasn't gotten a ton of screen time at this point, is Shadow Dude. The guy who looks like a hawk and he like can... Yeah, basically Falco.
No, that was like, that's when they did the sports festival. I was like, that's how you do a secondary cast, where it's literally like introduce new like one of the class
like
members.
that was really well done. It's like, okay, we're gonna do a team fight now. Go find your teams, and it's like, okay, let's pick people we haven't spent a lot of time on, and let's see how they hang out together.
Oh, my favorite fight was the one where during the tournament where it was Ida versus the support member.
Yeah.
She's just flying around, just like advertising her stuff while Ida's just trying to hit her.
He's like, God damn it. Yeah, I'm surprised she hasn't
got more
screen time. I was expecting her to, because it looked like the writer really liked her.
I feel like the class is the main screen time.
For now.
It's like Mohori Sensei Negima. That's what I liked about it, where you start off with a class.
Yeah.
And you go, there you go. You have your class.
Your main cast here. Let's see.
You have your main cast. Let's build them up slowly. And that's what I liked about Mohori Sensei Negima, where you start off with the expanded cast, and then each arc you add in one or two more characters.
Yeah.
And that's what they've been doing here. And I was like, yes, you're doing it correctly.
Yeah.
Like, the most people who've got screen time is... I've seen most people get screen time at this point.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, there's one or two that haven't gotten as much screen time as others, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I feel like Invisible Girl hasn't gotten a ton, even though...
Well, we can't
it's hard for her to have quote-unquote screen time. But... Oh, I'm also really excited for the new... Oh, there's another great pair of characters, is those two guys who have, like, really similar powers.
Oh, the
Harding dudes.
That was such
who just, like, ended up with, like, a standoff or whatever.
Yeah, and I like that, where...
It's interesting. I feel like all the powers in this are really creative and weird.
I like the excuse why they're stronger than everybody else. I love that excuse where it's like, they actually have experienced the real world.
Exactly.
That's why they're stronger. And it makes sense, and, like, it's not like one of those Deus Ex Machina, like, oh, all the powerful people are all in the same class.
Yeah. I want Lightning Dude to get more screen time soon. Because he's hilarious whenever he just goes, like, dumb from overusing his lightning.
I like how well done, what's his face, the best friend guy, the best friend, quote-unquote
best friend, rival slash childhood friend. There we go.
Yeah, that's such a really good character, because you start off and you literally go, this guy should be the villain.
Yeah, exactly. You start off and you're like, he's such an asshole. Like, come on.
He's the biggest villain.
Like, he's just terrible. But then slowly but surely they build him up to the point where, like, that was honestly my biggest problem with this when I started it, was because it starts off focusing on these two together, and I'm like, oh my god, I like Deku, but
I love everybody else,
but this guy's such an asshole. And then, like, slowly but surely, I start to realize, like, how much merit there is in his character, and
because that's his character, where he has to come to accept, like, he's not gonna, like, because the thing is, he grew up going, I'm the best. And you have to have that guy get taken down like pegs as you go.
Exactly. So he can get... Eventually, like, I feel like eventually this guy's gotta hit, like, a super low point here. Like, his biggest development moment is gonna be when he hits, like, a crazy low point after just being taken down over and over again by all the people around him. And then...
Or, like, Todoroki has, like, that was such a good character transition of, like, you see, like, he's not taking down a peg, but he rethinks his
Yeah.
life. And I was like, that's how you do rival
It
characters.
perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Oh, is there anybody else you're missing out on? Like, I'm trying to think.
There's a lot of good characters in this.
Yeah, that's
oh,
the
I'm
thing,
excited
where
for
I'm
the 2 new villains.
Oh no! You mean all the
villains? No, but
were
those specifically the 2 who just showed up,
Yeah.
like Strange Face Dude and
No, that's that. You know what I saw when I like literally it was end of a hero killer arc, and then it cuts to like 10 different people.
yeah,
As they're just like they're all being inspired. I literally saw that as like, there you go. You're making the Monster Association.
slowly
Do
but
it.
surely.
You're doing the Monster Association from One Punch.
What? Oh, there's a girl with the headphone ears.
Oh yeah,
She's
interesting.
cool. Who's? I'm looking at like a page of the characters right now. I'm forgetting.
You have the girl who could create things.
Oh yeah, she can just like make things show up.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh, there's the one alien girl. There's the
Yeah,
guy with the tail who's just like really good at martial arts.
that's his power. Is he
He
has
has
a tail.
fucking tail, and it's like, okay, how is he strong? He just has a tail. It's like, no, this guy's been training for so long. Like, he knows he just has a tail, so he wants to be good, and he's worked so hard to get here.
You have the dude who basically has tape.
Oh yeah, the tape dude. Just got his like tape arms.
Yeah.
There's the dude who can like talk to animals who looks pretty strange.
Oh yeah, that guy's interesting.
Yeah. There's so many like strange looking characters in this.
Because the problem is I don't remember those guys because they're the ones who haven't gotten like
Exactly.
Because they're like the 1 or 2 characters that will get development in the future. They just haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah, they'll get there eventually.
Yeah, just start giving us more backstory on characters.
Just
do
slowly
that.
but surely.
Like, because they gave Manette's one. Manette's was great. It's like, I just want to be cool, guys.
He's like, I want to. Yeah. He was hilarious. He's got the strangest power too. His hair is just
I'm
like these big old
interested-
sticky grapes he throws at people.
I mean, Frog Girl is really interesting because it's a constant thing where they call her by one name and then she wants to be called another.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of foreshadowing
Yeah.
for a backstory that I can't wait for.
Yeah. I like that moment recently. I don't know why I liked it so much. But when she was like, okay, I'm gonna have to like, she had to like use her stomach acid stuff or whatever.
Oh yeah.
To get out of that
was
fight,
good.
she's like, okay, look away. I'm gonna get us out of this. It's gonna be gross, but let's do this.
Yeah, what I'm really digging is I think the best way to describe this is you take Mahori Sensei Negima and cross it with One Punch, and you got
You get this.
you got My Hero Academia, and you just that's why I like this so much is because you take those two and you're like, well, you did a good job.
So let's do a great job and just stick these two together. It's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
So I'm excited to see, and so those two we will be adding to the weekly
Talking about
Manga.
discussion.
every week.
Yeah.